everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is the show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture news. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And hey, happy Saturday.
Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
That means it's WandaVision Talk Day.
It's WandaVision Talk Day. So what we've got going on for you guys today, by the way, thank you so much for being here. Marvin, thank you so much for your super chat. We see it. We're going to get to it in 2 seconds, especially since it has to do with our first topic. But today, what we are going to be talking about is the Mortal Kombat trailer.
She's a beauty. Also, we're going to be talking about how the showrunners for the last Airbender live action movie on Netflix might be changing the ages of Sokka and
Katara. And we're talking about also, of course, your probably favorite topic out of the three that we've picked for today, WandaVision episode 7 spoiler talk. So typically what we're going to do is we will first kind of discuss the first two topics, which will be the Mortal Kombat and the Airbender live action series. And then we will take like a quick break, like 30 seconds or less probably for today, and kind of recenter ourselves. And then we're going to go ahead and hop into full spoiler talk. So we're structuring it this way just in case people haven't caught up with the episode. It did just come out. Yesterday. It did just come out yesterday. So like not everybody, maybe they haven't had a chance to see it, so we don't want to be responsible for spoiling for somebody. So that gives you, you know, kind of you can come in here, chat with us about other stuff, and then we'll dive into WandaVision. So for you guys who are watching live, that means we would like to ask you to hold your spoiler and your fan theory from WandaVision episode 7 until we get to the WandaVision topic. So with that said, let's see, announcements off the top. So since we're talking about Mortal Kombat as like the first thing, we do have a Mortal Kombat trailer reaction that is up on the channel. Go ahead and check that out if you will. I should have probably put that in the description, just didn't think about it. And of course, our reaction / review for WandaVision episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall, is now up on the channel. So if you go ahead and check that out, that I would appreciate it, especially since I stayed up until 7:30 in the morning.
Sacrificing her sleep, well-being, and sanity, all for the channel.
That sigh just
love you, baby.
Tells you everything. So yeah, that's why I got bags under
my
eyes.
We are super excited that you guys are here and joining us today. Every now and again, we do pull out certain questions and comments from the chat. But if you want your chat or your question to be guaranteed to be brought up on the show, don't forget to drop it in that super chat or go over to StreamYards and Streamlabs, my apologies, and place your question there. But we've already got a few super chats in the I'm saying super chat and then chat just sounds like kind of repetitive.
A little redundant.
A little redundant there.
A little chat. Okay, so the first super chat for today comes from Marvin Martin. Thank you so much, Marvin, longtime supporter of the movie couple. Marvin writes, if you could make your own Mortal Kombat, ? Now, does this, Martin, pertain to only characters within the Mortal Kombat world, or can I take the Mortal Kombat format and put in whoever I want? Essentially a battle royale of the fandom. That would be kind of cool if you kind of did like your own little. I'll check the chat to see if he clarifies.
But I'm going to go with the fact that it's like, if we're going to make a Mortal Kombat movie, which characters I think are important to put in there and kind of like the story outline arc. I think one of the most important storylines to put in there is what they seem to be putting into this new movie, which is the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yes.
And I am super excited to see this. If you guys have seen the animated movie, the Revenge of Scorpion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's an amazing It's amazing animated show. Go ahead and check that out. I loved how they told the story in that. And to really focus on, make sure that you really do focus on the tournament, the invasion of Outworld, how we're supposed to be protecting and defending our realm against other realms that want to come in and destroy us. I think as long as you keep that as your base and your center and kind of start off with like the original characters that you could play, I'm always part of like, keep it simple. Keep it simple on a really good story and characters. And then on the next one, you can try to elaborate a little bit more, making it a little bit more in depth. And I just feel like sometimes.
But if you could make your own Mortal Kombat, though.
Yeah. That's what I would.
That's what you would do.
That's what I would. That's kind of how I would approach it.
Okay.
But I heard a conversation that they had with the director of the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes. So
and
on
I'm,
IGN,
super excited about it.
On the IGN YouTube channel, there is a kind of, if you will, a trailer breakdown, and it's got a voiceover by the director of the film, which is really, really interesting. So if you're just kind of curious as to what angle they're going with this movie and some of the choices, the reason for the choices that they make, that's a really, really cool clip. We suggest to go ahead and check that out. It is on the IGN YouTube channel. So if I could make my own Mortal Kombat, I probably should have been looking at this to see if Marvin put anything. I don't think so. I actually really like the realm that they're going with this, because some of the most well-known, I guess, characters, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, very, very, very well-known. So I do like that they're building kind of this movie seemingly around it, but I kind of also like the very traditional, just like a bat, like they're like, if I were to create my own Mortal Kombat, it's just heroes from, let's set it in Outworld, if you will. And what is the prize and what is the ultimate reason why they're having a combat, and just make it a cage fight. And sort of the kind of gritty the kind of behind the stage look at some of the conflicts that certain characters would have. You can take like Sonya and Kano, and like why there's, kind of conflict there, and explore that. So I think that'd be more like a mockumentary documentary.
Oh, that would be funny.
And they come with the same shaky camera, not right now, and then they push
if
the
you
camera
wanted
away.
to kind of make a little bit of a funny movie about, a mockumentary, kind of like This Is Spinal Tap, kind of mockumentary. On you could still have all the blood, all the violence, all the action, but just kind of take it a little bit more of a tongue-in-cheek. Like you have a camera crew who happens to be invited to this year's
What we do in the shadows.
Kombat.
I love what we do in the shadows. Like you have the infield reporter that's just like, oh
my God, that guy just got his head ripped off.
And every time there's a fatality, the camera crew gets splattered with blood, and then you see the little towel that has to go up and clean the thing, like they would during a weather report when the rain gets too heavy on the camera lens. That would be just to kind of keep the gore and the graphic nature of these video games kind of in there in a more tongue-in-cheek way. That would be essentially my type of Mortal Kombat.
And I do think they're going down the right path. Honestly, one of the characters that I'm kind of glad that they've maybe taken out, or maybe they're going to make a little bit more of a lesser important character, even though I love his character in the game, is Johnny Cage, because the movie...
He's not in this one. That we know of.
Just he might still make it
correct.
Because the whole idea of a movie star that has gone into the Mortal Kombat tournament it sounds kind of like a little bit of a video game kind of storyline, kind of a thing. I think it would be hard to make that work, even though there probably is a really cool way to be able to kind of mix that in. Yeah.
Interesting though. I feel like Johnny Cage would fit in perfectly with Wendy's Mortal Kombat.
Yes, with the mockumentary.
You like pulls up to the tournaments way later than needs to be for a press conference or something like that. Comes out of the limo with the driver, full movie star vibe. But the ones that's kind of entitled, a very caricature of that celebrity type. Glasses on, slightly unkempt, yelling at their manager or yelling at their assistant or something. Yeah. Something like that. I think that would just, especially since my version is very tongue-in-cheek, I think that would be a lot of fun. We also have another super chat from Vanja.
Thank you, Vanja.
Movie Bunch Vanja writes, how about that MK trailer? Who's your favorite character and who will you be rooting for in the movie? So with this, we can kind of start going into what we thought of the trailer. So gosh, favorite character?
I'd have to say,
who do I play with more often?
One of my favorite characters that I always played in the game was Scorpion. So Scorpion was one of my favorites. Then I learned more about his backstory, and then the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And I'm just like, I want to see that. That's something that I really want the movie to have a good chunk of time devoted to, because it's such an interesting rivalry, it's such an interesting storyline to be able to just develop. And when they had him, they said the first 10 minutes is going to be that backstory, and you see
the director.
Yeah. you see that fight in the trailer between Scorpion and the other the ninja clan that attacks, and that fight where he throws the I don't know what actually was the name
if
of the
anybody
weapon.
knows, but it's like a shuriken attached to a rope.
Yeah, he throws it to his head, pulls him down.
You said it too. You're like, get over here.
I was like, I was so psyched. And even when he said it in the trailer, I'm like, yeah. And I'm turning red. I'm so excited for this movie. I am so excited to see this come to life.
So, favorite character, I guess you would say you'll be rooting for Scorpion in the film.
I'm going to be rooting for Scorpion.
Yep. I feel like kind of same, but also to kind of detach myself from these characters. Sub-Zero, because he's being played by Joe Taslim, and I've become such a big fan, especially after rewatching Warrior, which is currently now it's originally a Cinemax show, but now you can see season 1 and 2 on HBO Max. If you haven't yet, stop everything, go watch it right now.
Really good show.
What I remember like when I was like rewatch, I was like, I've already seen the show. I basically know where it goes, so I'll just watch one episode and I'll come back later for another episode. 6 episodes later, entire day gone. But did I spend it watching a really kick-ass show? Yeah, I did. So I feel like for that, I kind of am a little bit not rooting for him, but I'm really looking forward to his performance and his fights in the film, because we all know what they can do. A lot of these actors are also accomplished martial artists, highly skilled. Louis Tan is like, he's trained, and he, if you've seen Wu Assassins, if you've seen a little bit of the Deadpool 2, like he's like the real deal. Yeah, but like aside from that, Louis Tan's the real deal, as well as some of these other people. So like I'm so excited. Oh, Blade GTR says it's a harpooned Cunha. Cunha.
I knew there was a real name for it and a specific name.
Did I say Shuriken? Because Shuriken is technically a ninja, like a 4-sided 4-point thing. That's the wrong terminology. But thank you so much to Blade for putting that out there. And thank you so much to Vanja and to Martin for giving us your super chats. Love it. Thank you so much. So talking about this trailer, I mean, first of all, they went ahead and made it a red band trailer, and that is all the right decisions.
Yes.
As far as marketing in this film goes, just in case anyone who may not be well versed in the video game Mortal Kombat, and you're sitting here thinking, because you're watching a geeky talk show, you're thinking, who doesn't know Mortal Kombat? Well, believe it or not, there's some people that may know that it's a video game, but they may not understand that the fatality and the graphic gore that comes with it. So I think establishing it right out of the gate with a restricted trailer is really the way to go. And then for us diehard fans, it makes us all really happy, because we get that means that we're going to see fatality. And boy, do we, even just in the trailer, we got to see bits of it with what they did with Jax's arm. And I know that's, there's been different ways that Jax has gained his arms, if you will.
Yeah.
But I like the way that they approached this, because I even said, I go, oh, that's how they're doing it. Okay, and that's totally fine, because a lot of the times movies have to take liberty for certain things to make sense, as to not do too much exposition, and it also sets up for seemingly Sub-Zero to be the big bad.
Yes.
In this one, so then Jax will also have a bit of his, beef and history with Sub-Zero going into the third act of the film. We are guessing. So I love that we got to see that in the trailer. We're like, okay, that's established. Perfect.
Something that they do seem that they're going a little bit off of the video game storyline is the relationship between Sonya and Kano. Because they're supposed to literally want to just kill each other. They hate each other. Kano killed Sonya's partner, but it looks like there's a few moments where they're kind of like journeying together. To fight.
They did have a quick flash of the two of them fighting, so maybe they settled it. Or they're putting aside their differences for the bigger thing.
After we kill this bad guy, I'm killing you.
You and me.
But I honestly, I think Kano is really going to be the sleeper character in this, to where you're just going to be like,
you can meme him.
You're going to be able to meme him. He's going to have so many awesome lines.
Can we not do that, Navi?
She's like, I know you're not paying attention to me, so I'm going to do something that makes you pay attention to me.
We're so sorry. For everybody who may not know, Navi is our dog, and she's recently had surgery to get a mask removed, and she's not supposed to do a lot of things. She was trying to scratch her back on the floor because I'm pretty sure her stitches are itching because they're healing.
Yeah.
And she very much likes to vie for attention only when we're doing this show. We could be trying to get her attention all day, and she does not give two cents about us. And whenever we are now just talking to a camera and to the rest of you guys, she's like, but I'm here.
But look how
cute I am. No, I want you to look at the camera. You look how now she's camera shy. She wants to be in it, like be in the center of attention, but she's also, you put a camera in her face, she like looks away. She's like, no, not now.
But honestly, I'm just super excited to see, because they were saying that the actor who plays Kano did an amazing job with just ad-libbing and doing a lot of improv on set. Yeah. So I'm just excited to see what he does. And I think he's going to kind of be the cheeky comic relief. When something really serious happens, he's going to be the one who kind of walks in and lightens up the moment by saying something either really mean or really stupid or just super insultive, and everyone in the audience is just going to be busting up laughing.
Oh, that'll be
like
great.
Fucking beauty. I love that line when he's talking to himself in the third person. Kano wins.
So it adds that bit of the gaming element, but it works within the film by having this character saying it. Really liking what we're seeing in the trailer so far. I would say I am like a fan. I'm in. Ready to watch in April. I also love that, speaking of like fatality and stuff like that, I had been, ever since we started talking about Mortal Kombat, I've always done this. I wanted like a fatality. And of course I lost my mind. We lost our mind when Kano was shown doing that. Kano wins with a bleeding heart in his palm. I'm like, yes, it's all I ever wanted. I was so happy. I can't wait to see. They didn't really show us too much of Mileena.
Yeah, they showed us a little
like
glimpse.
And her like,
and she doesn't have like the super sharp teeth that has like the
slightly jagged.
Jagged, but you know, there's gonna have to be some
practical versus fantasy.
Well, not just that, but like some character fodder, in other words, that they're gonna have to introduce some characters, and then they're gonna have to kill a lot of them off. I'm sorry, but that's kind of
Mortal Kombat.
That's kind of the nature of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't bring them back. Like, say, for example, it looks like the big baddie in this is still going to be names.
What's
Soul is mine.
Yeah,
Sung. Thank you. Shang Tsung. But they had that statue of Shao Kahn. So this setting up for the second one. So if you do kill Mileena, he can bring her back some way through magic, and then give her that like Joker-esque smile with the sharp teeth. So I'm excited just to see what they do with this one. And if they can give us more, give us a Mortal Kombat 2, a Mortal Kombat 3, create a Mortal Kombat cinematic universe. So I'm excited, because then this is probably also going to help us get a good Street Fighter movie. And revolve it around the tournament of Street Fighter. Because, I mean, the last Street Fighter movie with...
which was this?
With Raul Julia and... Shad Cobb Van Van.
Julia? Is it Julia?
It's Julia.
Julia, okay.
It wasn't really, wasn't satisfying, let's say.
That's a good way to put it. Also, we got some knowledge here from Moonlight Day, who writes, I'm thinking that they're talking about Mileena. She's going to have her Mortal Kombat 10 MKX teeth. Her mouth is going to unhinge like a snake. Her mouth looks normal until she opens it, so she can blend in more. That makes a little bit more sense. To kind of better blend in until they're in the outworld, and then she can unleash her final form.
Very true. But we did see, if you slow down the finish him, the moment, there was a point where it looked like Mileena got killed.
Well, we don't know that.
But yeah, like I said, we don't know. However,
they can hide or show whatever they want in a trailer. So, or sometimes like things that we see in a trailer is never seen in a movie. They've done that too. So it could be, I mean, this is like, people are still talking about this trailer, which is great. I'm really, really excited. Of course, to have, Scorpion come in and kind of do the finish. Get over here. And it wasn't too like out of it. Like if you hadn't ever played a Mortal Kombat game before, it wouldn't sound so cheesy, and because he literally is like, get over here, and it's in the middle of a fight, so the dialogue makes sense. We also have a super chat from Amr. Amr, thank you so much. Amr writes, the trailer was sick.
So sick.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this movie.
I never really into Mortal Kombat, though. I am more of a Dead or Alive or Tekken guy.
Oh,
I wonder
cool.
if these games franchise will hit theaters. Look, I think because we continue to talk about, you know, the quote unquote video game curse, if you will.
Yeah.
I feel like a couple of movies have broken the curse. I am crossing my fingers that Mortal Kombat can put another one in that category,
Yes.
breaking the video game curse, because from what how the director was talking and things that we are seeing in the trailer so far with the Red Band trailer, I feel like they're really going in the right direction.
Mhm.
So once they establish this, I feel like this would kind of open up the possibilities of us having, whether it's Tekken, Dead or Alive, or Street Fighter film under the realm of this, and they don't have to tiptoe around the PG thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is definitely a rated R movie. Like, you don't show Red Band and you're like, hey kids, you want to go see this? Like, it's a very, you even had to, when we watched it, we had to, before we clicked on the trailer to watch on YouTube, we had to click that we understood that this is a restricted trailer and you wish that you are of age consent to watch and you wish to proceed. Like, you had to do that.
If you go any further and you get offended, it's your own
You clicked
fault.
on it yourself.
Yeah, you did that yourself.
You did that yourself. You were my brother, Anakin. All right, sorry. So yeah, Amr, to your question, I feel like, depending on how the movie's going to perform, obviously, but so far, just obviously very early stages. We've literally seen one trailer, character posters, and, you know, a couple of like, not interviews, but, you know, like feature pieces on YouTube in regards to like trailer breakdown and things like that, such as the IGN one that we talk about. All things are lining up for me as far as this movie goes. So when it does perform well, I feel like we can see maybe people following a similar format for Street Fighter and Tekken and Dead or Alive.
I think that's probably what they would go for first. They would first go for whichever has the bigger name, Mortal Kombat, then Street Fighter. But yeah, I would love to see a Dead or Alive and a Tekken, and to see these fighting games come to life, because that's some like what they do with Warrior, how they have just amazing martial arts and kind of just make that just a franchise in itself, are these fight movies or these fight tournament movies kind of a thing. So, I mean, yeah, if Mortal Kombat does amazingly well, then yeah, I'm hoping that it will give studios a little bit more courage to go out there and be like, okay, let's put some money towards these other movies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you guys, let's go ahead and continue the conversation in the comments section as far as Mortal Kombat goes, what you're hoping to see in the trailer, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Maybe there's some things that you didn't like, you know, so go ahead and put that in a conversational form, and we will discuss further in the comments section as we move on to our next topic, which is the live action Airbender series. This is the Netflix one. A couple of updates. So one, they did it looks like they've acquired a new showrunner. And also, too, and I don't know if this is the showrunner's decision or somebody else's decision, they may, not confirmed, but they may be changing up the age of Sokka and Katara. So first things first, we will talk a little bit about I got to pull up the article here, the showrunner. So the original showrunners, which were the show creators of the animated series, they, I believe, left the project due to creative differences, which is not unheard of, but it does, for the fans of the show, I feel like sets a little bit of
yeah,
because what direction did the show creators want to go that is so different from what the rest of the Netflix team is doing or wants to do with the series? And so then are we getting a completely different Airbender story, but with the same Aang, Katara, Sokka, like with the same team? And then is it going to, can you even call it, like, what would it be then? Would it be a soft reboot? It's not a sequel.
No.
It would be like alternate timeline or something weird like that, you know? So we have to, I'm really, really curious about that. But the new showrunner, Albert Kim, who was responsible for shows like Sleepy Hollow, Nikita, and Leverage, is set to replace the previous showrunners for the show. I see a super chat, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that real quick. And this is from Cyril Moore, thank you so much. We need a Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay, team-ups. What would you want to see?
Oh, team-ups? I was going to say,
versus.
first they would have to do is Injustice Gods Among Us, then have those two worlds combined, and then you get, the Mortal Kombat versus the DCU, or the DCU in the Mortal Kombat tournament.
The Injustice spin, I like. I like that a lot.
But I would love to see that. Anytime you can get a good mashup going, I would love to see like Batman versus Scorpion. I think that would be a really
cool. They can both do good over you.
They both have their deep dark voices.
Why did you say that name?
No. But yeah, I would love to. I would love to see that. I would love to see a fight between Batman and either Sub-Zero or
what if it was Scorpion up against Wonder Woman, just because they both have like a lasso type
of that would be really cool.
Grappling device. That would be kind of interesting.
To see like Killer Frost versus Sub-Zero. I think that would be a really fun one.
Oh, I mean, I love me a good Sub-Zero.
Harley Quinn and Sonya. Harley, because they're both technically just normal humans.
Who would you want the Joker to go up against?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that one.
Superman versus Johnny Cage, yeah.
That would be a very fast fight, unfortunately. He'd be like,
everybody
right.
wants to see that,
and
right?
he's just dead.
Somebody says it here. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Ruru2 writes, DC characters are too powerful.
Yeah, technically, I mean, the whole point of the DC universe is the fact it's gods amongst normal humans, in a sense. People with godlike powers, Superman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, they're all just incredibly powerful. So you do need to have something that kind of tones down their...
Martian Manhunter wins. Too powerful. Yeah. May have to subtract somebody's powers just by a little bit to even the playing field. Just a little bit, because if you think about it, that's
I like some of the I like Vanja's.
Yeah, let's go ahead and read them out loud. We have let's battle
Raiden versus Superman. I like that one.
Yeah,
that would be a really good one to have.
Mileena versus Harley Quinn.
That would be fun because they're both kind of crazy.
Versus Jax. And then Vanja just Kano.
I just want to see more Kano.
Yeah, Kano's going to be a lot of fun in this movie. Cyril, thank you so much for your super chat. Love that question. So much. Going back to our Avatar topic here. So the next update, and again, this is unconfirmed, but this is according to reports via Illuminati. By the way, love the name. Illuminati. Love it. So talking about the age of various characters in the film, we have Sokka and Katara, who are brother and sister of the Southern Water Tribe, or the Northern?
Southern Water Tribe.
Southern Water Tribe. And in the original series, Sokka...
Wait, maybe I might have gotten that wrong. Now that I think about it. You're right. It's a 50-50 chance.
I feel like they're Southern, right?
I think they're Southern Water... They're the Southern Water Tribe, and they had to go to the Northern Water Tribe.
To meet Yue and...
Yeah.
Right? Oh gosh, it's been a really long time and I don't remember. I'm gonna look to the chat for a little help. But regardless of that, Sokka in the original series is the oldest, so he is the older brother to Katara. Katara is at 14, and Katara's 14 and Sokka is 15 in the original animated series.
Yeah.
So the reports, again, unconfirmed, so we'll just kind of treat them as news/rumor/update that's unconfirmed. It looks like the live action show may be changing that, and they want to flip the age. So they're going to make Katara the older sibling at age of 16 and Sokka to the age of 14. I wonder if they thought it would be a good idea to do that, because Sokka, if you've watched the animated series, kind of is the Joker, the comic relief of the group, and he does that obviously in the beginning, season 1, season 2, a lot. I mean, it's throughout, but a little bit more prominent in season 1 and 2, as opposed to later on as they're growing up and as they go on their individual journeys and whatnot, as well as a group. I don't know if I love the switch up. I don't think it's necessary. And also that kind of concerns me, that are they then going to do away with the Katara and Aang relationship? Because then we're going to have a Padme Anakin situation where she's much older because Aang is 12 or 11 or 12. If you put Katara at 16, like that's much older.
Well, that's what.
But in kids, like they're young though, you know, like
yeah.
she's gonna like let's say they traverse for 2 years. She's 18 and he's still
14. Yeah, I mean, one of the big
instead
things,
they can give us like the Katara Zuko thing, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
anyways.
one of the big things too was the fact that Sokka had that I am the oldest. I am the one who needs to be in charge. I am the one who needs to step up. But yet he's also the only one without any powers.
Yes.
So he has that, no, I am the
Water
oldest kind of thing. And yet no one takes him seriously until he starts to show a lot of he has to kind of prove himself first. And where everyone else is like, well, no, we have an airbender, we have a waterbender. So I'm sorry, Sokka, go boomerang. He's a boomerang bender.
Sparky boom guy.
Sparky boom guy.
When we were talking about this prior to the show, because we have our little like quote unquote pre-pro meeting, just to kind of make sure we're on the same page as far as like the rhythm and the which topics to put where kind of a thing. But we were kind of got away with the conversation. We were talking about the reason why the age that worked in the animated series and how it plays out at the end as far as Sokka's arc goes. One, he is the oldest, so as they travel, Sokka really had to, even though he'd never lost his kind of quirkier, funny side, he matured to be the big brother, the protector of the group, and that means a lot, especially because he's a nun-bender.
And also when he was in the Southern Water tribe, the big part of his story was he was just not old enough to go off with the men. So he was the oldest man in the tribe. So he kind of was like, no, I'm the one. It's my responsibility because I am the oldest. I'm the one who has to save my village, even though there's nothing really that you can do because you're just a kid. And that is such a weight and a burden that really developed his character very well.
Yeah.
And I'm upset that they're taking that away from him.
They may be taking it away from him.
They may be taking it away from him.
Not confirmed anything because the show's not, I mean, they literally just got a new showrunner. So nothing, I would say nothing's really confirmed until they, like report directly from Netflix themselves.
Yeah.
So we kind of treat these updates as such. But it is interesting to talk, and you think flipping the age, and maybe we don't know the reason they're doing it. It could be because they don't want the Katara-Aang relationship. And maybe any relationship romantically is not needed for the series.
Well,
the live
until
action
later.
Right.
You can hint at it, and it doesn't. I mean, their relationship didn't really start to evolve and blossom until like midway through season 2.
Yeah.
So and by that time they age a little bit. So
yeah, I just also for Katara, I like that she was the younger one because in the show, especially when they met Toph, they're like, oh, she's so bossy. She's kind of almost acting like the mother of the group. But it's interesting to see that because she's the kind of the waterbender who Aang is going on this whole big journey with. And so she felt also to be with, like very nurturing towards him because he had no one left until he found Sokka and Katara. He only had like Appa and Momo, if you will. Appa and Momo.
I can't wait to see Appa.
Yeah, so I hope that that they don't kind of go through with this and they just leave the age alone, because with the way the Avatar animated series worked out, the age works.
Yeah.
In Sokka being the older one, Katara being the younger one, and whatnot. So we will see in which direction they go with this.
And this is the thing. Right now, they haven't really started anything. I mean, they're just getting the showrunners on. So they haven't had any casting. They haven't had any, really script development come out. They haven't had many. So I'm also just, right now, it just doesn't feel like they're off to a good start.
Yeah. And
right now, the last Airbender franchise doesn't have that good of a...
animated, yes. Live
animated,
action,
yes.
And as Cameron Andrews says here, the last live action Avatar was horrible. It was...
Oh my God, it was so bad.
I still get so mad.
I still get mad about it.
Like we were so...
I still get mad so
We
bad.
were so excited. Remember all the teases and how...
The trailers were amazing. They made it look so epic. They made it look so exciting. And I was so pumped. I was telling my parents, everyone who has never seen The Last Airbender, go and see this movie. It's going to be awesome. And then I just got kicked in the nuts really, really hard. I lost. I had my airbending pulled out of me.
Didn't we either see or hear about somebody cosplayed as a Kyoshi warrior? So excited, like full Kyoshi get up with the face paint and everything. After the movie, just like, no,
not
like,
anymore.
Tossed it in the trash. That movie was bad.
I was really hoping that the Netflix live action Last Airbender series was going to be a redemption story.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's been so long. It's been put on hiatus because of COVID. It's also now they're changing showrunners because the original people who created the series that we love so much were like, yeah, we don't like what you're doing here with with the story that we told. And they're like, okay, well then get out of here. We're going to get someone new.
Well,
and I'm like,
I wouldn't put it like that. They said they left over creative differences. So it's also their choice to leave. You know, it could be a mutual decision. I don't think anybody was like kicked out, shoved out of that. Like, you can't be a part of this project. I think it just wasn't working. And they're like, well, we're going to go ahead and step away. So let us know your thoughts on the possible changing of age for the live action Avatar Last Airbender live action series. Why you think it would work, why you think it wouldn't work. Go ahead and discuss that in the chat, as well as in the comment section if you're watching this on a rebroadcast. So you guys, we're going to go ahead and dive right into WandaVision. We're going to get to Cameron Andrews' super chat. I see it right over here. We're just going to take a very quick, very, very short break, and we will be right back.
Just a few seconds.
Talk WandaVision. See you soon. My mouse doesn't want to work. So fun. There we go. And welcome back, everybody. Hope you got enough time to use the bathroom, grab a little snacky, if you would like, as we dive into, of course, WandaVision episode 7 spoiler. So at this point, by the way, thank you guys for not dropping, at least from what I could see, not dropping any sort of spoiler in the chat until now. So super, super appreciate you doing that for us. Let's go ahead and talk about episode 7. And before we do, can we all talk about collectively how everybody had a heart attack on Twitter, all over?
Oh my gosh.
Because Disney Plus, WandaVision crashed Disney Plus.
They crashed for like maybe, I think it was a total of like 10 minutes at most, maybe 11 or 12.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's like, oh my gosh. I mean, even we were sitting there trying to get it to work.
We were logged into Disney Plus on the TV. And I was like, it's ready to go. 12 o'clock hits, new episode. And Dustin's like, okay, great. Clicked on it. And it's like, sorry, or whatever it was. Like, hang tight. We'll be, whatever it was. Like some sort of error message. And I was like, wait, what? Tried it again. Tried it again. Tried it again. Didn't work. And then I was like, well, I'll just go on my laptop. We'll just watch it on the laptop. It's fine. It's fine.
Didn't work.
And then it wouldn't let me log in. And when I finally could log in, I couldn't click on anything. And then I was like, well, I'll just try it on my phone. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to watch it on my phone, but I'll just try it on my phone. And it still didn't work. And I'm just like,
we were freaking out.
Especially for us who we are planning to do a spoiler review and reaction, like, time is of the essence. Not saying that we need to be the first one up. It's not a race. It's just for the sake of my sleep.
Yeah, because if Wendy has a bad edit that takes her a long time to get up, and we're already starting late, and we don't know when the show's going to come up, we're like, what happens if this doesn't come up until like 3 o'clock?
Then nobody sleeps.
Then like
Wendy
nobody sleeps, or like
that where it doesn't go up.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for us in Los Angeles, we do have the benefit of being 12 midnight because there's no one else later. But I feel so bad for anyone that's any further east of different time changes or different time zones that have to wait until like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Heck, if you're in New York, that's
3 a.m.
That's a 3 a.m. So
I think it crashed about like 10 to 20 minutes. I think it was down for.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't happen to everyone because I was reading some of my replies on Twitter. I think for a lot of the people in the UK, it was okay. I think for Australia, they were okay. In India, it was okay. So it wasn't across the board, but for a lot of the consumers and the customers, the service was out. And it was funny too that I went straight on to Twitter to kind of confirm, like, wait, is it just me? Let me go on Twitter.
And within 5 minutes,
and I was like, okay, great. I wasn't the only one. It's like whenever I felt an earthquake where I'm just like, I need to confirm not to go on a scientific website, but let me log on to Twitter to see who else is tweeting LA earthquake, hashtag LA earthquake is trending. So luckily it was resolved when we got to watch the show. So now we're caught up with like the 2000s era. This is kind of like a la Modern Family, I would say, like breaking the fourth
Modern
wall.
Family slash what is that called? Not Office Space. The Office.
The Office.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
How they kind of like break the fourth wall and talk to the audience, and I loved it. I thought that little gimmick, the intro.
It was just Wanda, no Vision.
Even
though it says the show title, as the title card went up, it said WandaVision, created by Wanda Maximoff. But it kind of gave me like Desperate Housewives vibes. Just that like that title card, not the rest of the intro. But really interesting because, you know, Vision and Wanda are apart. He went outside of the hex, so it's as if like he doesn't really exist inside her bubble, if you will. And I like that they made it. She's kind of used a lot of her powers to expand that hex. So it's almost she had a bad hangover. She was like, the twins are like, hey, Mom, are you okay? She's like, just I'm resting my eyes. She's still in her costume. When she pulled back the cover. Just really, really great. I love that. But some of the main things that everybody was kind of looking forward to, aside from what's happened with Darcy. Right now she's inside the hex. Oh my God, what kind of a persona is she going to take on inside the bubble of WandaVision? Yeah, you did.
I was like, oh, it's going to be an escape artist because she's handcuffed.
A lot of people, which makes sense. A lot of people wanted like her broke girl character.
That would have been really funny.
If she had been in a diner, if she had been handcuffed to like, you know, the booth or something like that in the diner, that would have been hilarious. Like she's handcuffed to her job.
But I also love the fact that they made that connection that Wanda thinks that they're all clowns in a sense.
That sword is a circus.
That sword is a circus. I'm thinking that it's, you know, the whole government run, what is that called? Like a government run program or a government run thing is she considers it to be kind of like, they're all clowns. It's a big circus kind of a thing. And I love that that's what she turned it into.
One thing I didn't like about the show, too many clowns. Too many clowns for Wendy. Didn't like that. Didn't appreciate that at all. We also got to see who Monica met up with and basically crushed anybody and any fan theory that was out there. We had just our crazy, like my stupid, what did I say? Victor Von Doom.
That they were going to get
We've
Victor
heard
in
of,
there.
you know, Reed Richards. We've heard of Sue Storm. We've heard maybe Ironheart. I've heard Ant-Man. I've heard Doctor Strange and whoever else I heard. And it was just a good friend, a loyal person, a person loyal to Monica and the legacy that her mother, Maria, left behind.
But there is a theory. Maybe.
I have a theory. It could be bunnies. Sorry. I can't not do that because Emma Caulfield's kind of in the show and they have Bunny in the show.
We did see her. We got to see Dottie for a split second. But there is a theory that she could be one of the Skrulls.
Dottie?
No, not Dottie.
Oh.
The friend that she met up with, and that's why she was able to like separate from Hayward and be like, hey, you know what? Hayward's going a little bit off the rails here. Why don't you send some more support my way? Kind of thing. Hey, good. I have someone who's already infiltrated SWORD because she is a Skrull, and we can get all of that information that we need. So it's very possible that she's a Skrull. And plus, I think we need to see the Skrulls somewhat in here sooner or later in WandaVision, because they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of this world. We know that they're in S.H.I.E.L.D. And we know it makes sense that they would be in SWORD. It's kind of like, you know, Maria.
Wow.
Words coming out of my mouth. But Maria is a part of SWORD, and it would have made sense that she would have established maybe one or two Skrull friends who she trusts, a good friend. And that's why she's also a little vague about who she is, because Maria knows who she is, but she doesn't want to say, oh yeah, my Skrull friend.
And of course, this is the theory, of course, not confirmed in any sort of way. That's the theory.
I love theories. I love making them up.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and dive into, I see a super chat here, so we'll go ahead and dive into this right here. Thank you so much to Roman M. I like your Iron Man icon there. Writes, hope we get Agatha's back. Oh, wait. Okay. Should I do the other one? Okay. We can do both. Let me just scroll up and find it.
Oh, there it is.
All right. Cameron from earlier before the break sent in the super chat. I can't get the song from the end of WandaVision yesterday out of my head. I don't want to sing it, so it's not a copyright strike.
The one that's actually got stuck in my head for me is Agatha All Along song.
That's the one.
That one? Well, there's that one. And
from the end.
Yeah. Oh. Okay,
song from the end of WandaVision. Yeah. Yep. Agatha.
That one.
Agatha
Alone. It had a very like Munsters kind of like that one. I don't want to do it too much because
don't.
But
don't
I thought it was hilarious. I loved that reveal, and I loved that song.
And I love that because with the way Catherine Hahn has been playing Agnes, who I feel like we've always known it was going to be Agatha Harkness.
Yes,
but it wasn't confirmed by the show, so there's always that like slim percentage of a maybe she's not, right?
Yeah.
But the too much match up to it. The Halloween costume, the brooch, Agnes, Agatha Harkness, Agnes, you know, like it's just too, it's really all lined up. But I love that with the way Catherine Hahn's like approach to her. It's very like, hey, neighbor,
the wink,
you know, that sort of a deal. And she kind of did that from the beginning, where she kind of flew in witch's outfit. You just saw the witch's boot and the skirt, and then transformed into whatever era. And that was like the 50s or 60s first episode. And she was like, well, hello. And that's why she's able to kind of show up unannounced, or Wanda would know when she would show up and things like that. And just feel like we've all been played in a little bit that she's behind a lot of it. And
I still think that there's still another bad guy reveal. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, you don't know. And I love the reveal. It's something that we knew was coming. And when are they going to reveal that she is Agatha Harkness?
Yeah.
So, and yes, up to our next super chat point, I really do hope that, they really flesh out her backstory of being a witch during the Salem witch trials, which I think
was it like the Salem 7 or something like that in the comics or something. I'm not super familiar with that, but I would love to see exactly her backstory, especially for someone like me who doesn't know the extensiveness of the source material when it comes to Agatha to that extent. Like, would love to see how the MCU is going to portray that, and then how close they're going to match that to the comics. So I feel like, you know, especially if we have the time next week, because typically the episodes are at about a total of 37 minutes. Minus the 7-minute-ish credits, you get like about a half-hour episode. So they give us a slightly longer, even if it's just 45 minutes. You spend a good 10 with Agatha, maybe 15 to flesh out her story. Great. I don't know if we need 10 minutes because TV shows go fast. But you know, if they give us that right at the top, you know, go right into Salem. That would be, I actually would love to see that. So
to do a little bit of a flashback.
I would love to see that. And thank you, by the way, so much for your super chat.
Thank you so much. And I think we have another super chat that just popped in here too.
Yes, we do. From
excellent.
Ronnie. Ronnie writes,
Ronnie.
hi guys. Hi, Ronnie. What is your thought on the Supergirl casting for the Flash movie? I'm very excited. Kind of unaware of the Supergirl casting for the Flash movie. I guess they're not.
I think they announced
Melissa
the Flash.
Benoist. Hold on a second.
They announced. I think
I'll Google it real quick.
they just announced it recently.
Supergirl Flash
but
movie.
honestly, the fact that they are moving forward and giving us more details on the Flash movie is super exciting.
Okay.
I mean, I want to see this Flashpoint.
Young and the Restless Daytime Emmy nominee Sasha Cayley. Cayley is her last name, maybe? To be so young, right? Well, she looks really, her jawline is gorgeous.
That is a sharp.
She has beautiful features. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Really don't know too much about it, but according to the article on Deadline, and sorry for kind of a quick step away from detour. Thank you, from WandaVision. We'll come right back to WandaVision, we promise. But director for The Flash, Andy Muschietti, says that he watched all the auditioned and he saw more than 400 auditions. Props to you for sitting through all that. Like that's determination. And he says the talent pool was truly amazing and it was very hard to make a decision, but we finally found an actress who was destined to play this role, who has a keen eye for discovering talent. Especially we saw with his casting of the It movie, like he definitely has a knack for finding young, undiscovered talent. So I'm going to trust him on this. And I don't know much of her work, unfortunately, but this is going to be really exciting. And also, fun fact, and this happens a lot in casting, the actresses weren't informed what part they were reading for until very late in the process. So it's kind of, because also I feel like for the actors, kind of speaking from that, you're trying to create this character and you're trying to stay true to whatever side you get to, to tell the story that's on paper. Sometimes if you reveal the parts, and this can vary from situation to situation, but I feel like sometimes if you say you're reading for the part of Supergirl, that can kind of alter the way somebody reads, because now you got to put the Supergirl spin on it and you start to do research and you're too much maybe in your head as opposed to just letting these words and your emotions, because acting sometimes is about reacting. Yeah. So you want to also stay true and make it organic. So congratulations to her.
Yeah, sorry. Congratulations. I'm just excited to hear more and more about what they're doing for the Flash movie.
Yeah, and thank you to Ronnie for letting us know about that. Ronnie. We certainly will keep our eyes out for maybe more interesting than the Supergirl also in this film. Okay, back to WandaVision. So we're talking about Agatha. So we now know it was Agatha all along. And I like that with the discovery of that, where the reveal was really nice, where she literally told Wanda, oh, I think the boys are playing in the basement. So the reveal was coming, because that was uber creepy. Like the show really took a turn. I think I'm noticing that with the shows, how they start very, the sitcom, so it's happy. And as the show progresses through the 30 minutes of the show, it gets darker and a little bit more sad and a little bit more serious, until at the end you're just like left sitting on the couch going, wait, what now? So I love that at the end we got kind of a first time glimpse into that horror creepiness. Yeah, and I
loved that dungeon that she had. It was very stereotypical witchy kind of, occultish kind of a vibe to it. And when
bit of a hell vibe, if you will. Yeah, we saw looks like a spell book. It was glowing red a little bit, and again, without proper knowledge of Agatha Harkness, can't speak on too much about that. So if you guys have any sort of knowledge on the spell book, go ahead and drop that in the chat. Hopefully we will see that in time to talk about this. But there was that, and there was the reveal where Agatha coming down the stairs, her hair is now kind of like a little bit more unkempt, if you will, and she's holding Senor Scratchy, or Senor Scratch, the bunny, and she was like, you didn't think you were the only magical girl in town, did you? I was like, oh, I can't wait. I want to see like a big magic off between,
that would be so
between
cool.
the two ladies. I think that would be seriously amazing. And then to dive a little bit more in on the Agatha introduction song that's now on everybody's playlist. What's really interesting is Pietro.
Yes.
It looks like Agatha has something to do with Pietro. And also earlier in the same episode when the twins were talking about, hey, when Uncle P said that, you know, like dad died twice, and Wanda was very quick, like, that man is not your uncle. So with what Wanda says there and with sort of Agatha's reveal, do we still think, posing a question to all of you guys who was watching, do you think this is still Fox's Quicksilver? Still, you know, maybe another version, well, I guess Fox's multiverse version of Quicksilver, I guess I'm trying to say, or is it just something she conjured up? And if she did conjure it up, how would she have knowledge of that universe?
Yeah.
And to pull that Quicksilver as opposed to if it was some sort of an illusion in a way, why didn't she just pull the Aaron Taylor Johnson version of Quicksilver?
And that's something that I'm really hoping that they do dive into and really give us a good explanation on why it is that Quicksilver from the X-Men and not Quicksilver from Age of Ultron. Okay. And because I think that's going to also really reveal a lot about what is going on in this expansion of the multiverse, of this, who is actually the real bad guy. Is it because they actually could not get, because of whoever the main bad guy is, or because Agatha couldn't actually get that version of Quicksilver, she had to pull him from the multiverse, kind of a thing. So I'm hoping that they give us a little bit more, but my theory is that the real baddie still has not been revealed yet. But once again, there's really no proof of that. So
all speculation until it's confirmed by the show, by the show itself.
What is interesting though is that when Monica in the end credit scene, goes in and opens up the door,
Monica found the basement.
She finds the basement, and it's all that purple, and even her eyes.
When she turned around to look at Pietro, Snooper's going Snoop. I thought it actually, because I said it on the video, I thought, and I blame my poor vision, I thought it glowed blue because it glowed blue earlier when she found her powers, which we will get to in a hot second. But looking back at it, it glowed purple. So then what does she, with her newfound power, is able to see sort of like the spectrum, the magic of it?
I think so.
Sort of in a weird way, you know? So I don't know. And we have a bit of spellbook knowledge here from Nicholas. Nicholas writes the spellbook is typically either her reality warping or creation spells, or the book, given the context now, is interconnected with Mephisto's realm. So that is also really, really interesting. And
there was something else I think Nicholas had mentioned before, that he said, you know, in Doctor Strange, you know, Doctor Strange made a deal with Dormammu to leave Earth alone forever. So he's like, Dormammu's like, well, crap, I have to leave. But that doesn't mean I can't point other villains.
There's always loopholes, guys. We define Earth.
So, hey, Mephisto, go check out that place over there. Or, hey, Nightmare, you want some juicy humans to drain their fear?
Ew.
Go over to that realm. There's a whole bunch of them there for you. So I think that would be kind of cool if the actions of Doctor Strange kind of caused these new villains to go, hey, there's a nice little smorgasbord of humans over there. Of living beings. Let's go check them out.
And also Wanda just expanded the hex, so like way more souls to feed on.
Yes, if you exactly.
Will. We have a few super chats to get to, so we're gonna go ahead and get to that right now. First one up from Bleeding Green, who writes, I know award shows don't usually give any comic book related much love. What do you think the odds are that we see Emmy noms for WandaVision? The spellbook may be Darkhold, aka Book of Sins.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's a whole new information for Wendy.
Now I'm gonna have to dive into that a little bit.
Well,
the Book of Sins. To be honest, I think WandaVision's doing an amazing job. They have some amazing actors. They have some good writing. The way that they're producing it, I think, is wonderful. I don't know if the Emmys are going to give it much love.
Shame.
It's a shame. But yeah, you're right. Comic books and comic book genres don't really get too much love. But there have been Oscars. Heath Ledger won Best Actor for his role in the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix.
Didn't Logan win?
Logan was either won or nominated
right.
for a few things because
right.
Logan was amazing. I think WandaVision is good. I just don't think it's,
But we're talking Emmys here. This is an Oscar. It's different.
True.
So
True.
for a
There's
TV
always
show,
possibilities.
I feel like Elizabeth Olsen certainly deserves an Emmy for Best Actress in a TV series, as far as that goes, because of the broad range of Wanda in this. Because we're not just getting Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch version. We're getting her in TV eras. And different eras, different costumes, different personalities that she would take on in the stylized sitcom eras. So she would have to act on that. And also, it's not easy to portray a character who's become more and more and more unhinged. There's that fine line you have to walk where you make it too cheesy or too extreme where it's not believable.
Yeah.
When we see the slight hints of Wanda being unhinged, it's there and it's subtle. And the way Elizabeth Olsen plays it is phenomenal. So I would love to see her get like a nice, Emmy nom. I would love to see the show get some nods for, maybe special effects, maybe best supporting for Monica Rambeau would be awesome for Taraya Paris.
I think we do have to wait.
Said her name wrong.
Sorry. I do think we have to wait until the series is over because I think the biggest performances are going to be if or when Wanda snaps. We're gonna when she
episode
like it's gonna be I think
8 or 9.
We're going to get those Emmy level of performances in the season finale.
I mean, yeah, I'm really hoping so. To your point, Bleeding Green, we really hope so. Just because a show or movie is based on a comic book doesn't make it less of a good quality performance or a good quality production that is worthy of even a nomination. Like I would like to see comic book properties get more nominations than just like stunts, effects, and makeup.
Yeah.
I think it's time we also take a look at the performances and the writing and just kind of overall encompassing categories. So would love to see that happen. Fingers crossed for WandaVision because we love the show. Our next super chat comes from Mexican American Martian, who writes, thank you so much, who writes 2 possibilities for Pietro. 1, he is a Quicksilver from another universe, but he's being mind controlled by Agatha. Very possible.
That is very true. I like
possible.
that.
A couple of you guys have said that as well. 2, he is just Nightmare / Mephisto / Kuthon? Scython?
I'm actually not familiar. I'm going to have to look that up.
That one I don't know. The third one, that one I am unfortunately unfamiliar with. Honestly, both possibilities are possible because we saw the purple glow on Pietro. So it is possible that
Did we actually see it on Pietro? I thought
on his back.
Oh yeah, but that's when they were revealing Agatha. So it still could be that is what they are presenting, but not what's actually happening, in my opinion. And also because what is it? When Monica looked down into the basement and she saw all that purple, that's when her eyes turned purple. But when she looked up at Pietro, her eyes went back to normal color.
Oh.
So there is a possibility.
So is Agatha's house kind of, she's in her own Agatha vision?
Maybe. Maybe that is.
Encased in her spells or hex or curse or whatever it may
Maybe
be.
Agatha's kind of trapped. She's using her powers. But there's so many possibilities. I still think that Agatha might be being used as a puppet or as
she doesn't know it.
And she doesn't know it.
Or she knows it.
And it's one of the other real baddies, which is probably going to be Mephisto or Nightmare. Or I now have to look up Scython.
Is it Scython or Susan?
Shoton? I'm not familiar. I'm probably going to look them up and be like, oh,
yeah,
that's who it is. Okay, so now I'm going to have to look
go ahead and
look
that up because I think wasn't there another? I think that's the 2 super chats. Yeah, I just want to. Oh no, Patrick.
No, there's one more.
One more super chat that I can think of there. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. This one comes from Patrick D. Thank you so much to Patrick. Patrick writes, "Hey guys, huge fan of the channel. Thank you so much. wanted to hear your thoughts if you think Monica got her powers before or during her entering the Hex. Funny that you say that, because that is literally one of our like kind of topics that we wanted to touch on. So Monica got her powers before or during her entering the Hex. So there were speculations that she, because if you know kind of the comic book history, and I don't know if you want to go the route of like, for Monica's powers, like, is she going to take on, is it going to be photon or is it going to be spectrum?
Oh yeah, you know what?
Probably spectrum, because of the way she was seeing the X. Like,
yeah, she can see the
spectrums of
electromagnetic spectrum.
So,
kind of a thing.
So we personally are leaning towards that. Of course, the show can go a completely different way. It's not like we've been, wrong. It's not like we haven't been wrong before. We originally thought maybe she acquired her powers from being in the blip.
Yeah, true. That was the original theory, but now it's pretty obvious. They had mentioned your DNA has been rewritten twice.
She's gone in 3 times.
Rewritten twice.
She went in the first time, got bamfed out the third time, and then pushed her way. She was literally being almost like pulled apart almost. Yeah. And then like that's a lot of one will and physical power. Forced herself through the very thick wall of the Hex, and then coming out, gaining her. So we're thinking, based on what the show showed us yesterday, we think that she got her powers during this last time, this most recent time, as she entered through the Hex. So yes, we don't know if her power would have eventually, but at a slower pace, developed if she hadn't gone through the third time, because her cells, it looks like from the tests that they ran on her when she came back, had already been starting to change and alter. Yeah,
and also all of those tests, she was like, well, wait a second, there's something that's not being shown on here. There's something that this X-ray isn't coming out correctly. And if she's doing something with electromagnetic spectrum or something like that, that would mess up an X-ray machine.
Right.
So it could have been the fact that, yeah, it started to evolve, and this third time just punched it up a notch.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot that she went through.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, I think, kind of fun to see her explore her newfound power. I'm sure it's got to be a question in her head, like, what is happening right now to me? But then also the bigger thing at task is Wanda.
Yes.
So that's literally the first thing she did, is after she took off the spacesuit, and you notice that the little thing she was wearing is very like kind of iconic to her superhero costume.
Yeah, it really did look like that. The coloring
and the little, I love that very subtle nod to it.
Yes.
Which is great. So yeah, this sets it up for her role in Captain Marvel 2. Where we're going to see a little bit more about that, and I still want to know exactly what happened between her and Carol Danvers.
Very true. What is this fallout with Carol? I mean, everyone.
Is it because mom from the radiation being always close to Carol sort of is kind of what caused the cancer? Maybe.
No, that's a good possibility.
She blames her for the death of her mom, or is that Carol was not able to be there when mom passed, and now she's upset with her?
Yeah, there is a little bit of that also, because she's mad at herself for not being able to be there when her mom died. So yep. Yeah,
we will see. We will that I don't think will be told until Captain Marvel 2, though. I don't think that's, because this is still, as much as like Monica's a big part of the show, it's still a WandaVision show, mostly a Wanda show. So I think they're gonna leave those storylines strictly to Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah. Well, and also it's not just the fact that Monica was upset. We also know in which one was it where the Skrull was upset about, she's like, I don't want to hear that name.
When was this?
It was I think it was in Spider-Man, right? When they were faking to be Nick Fury. Spoiler alert, sorry.
Oh.
But
my memory is not recalling that piece of information, unfortunately.
Where there is a
I'm not doubting that exists.
But yeah, there was a moment to where one of the Skrulls was upset when Captain Marvel's name was what is that called? Was said. Yeah, don't bring her up or something.
Yeah, so
I have to go back and check.
So interesting, all to be revealed. Not in the show, I don't think, but definitely Captain Marvel 2 will. Just a nice.
I'm pretty sure it was Far From Home.
Nice tease into that. Let's also talk about the twins.
Yeah.
Where did they go?
The demon spawn. Race out, demon spawn.
Where did they go? Because there's theories that if indeed it is later revealed, we don't know, that Mephisto is in the show or a big bad. You've told me, and I think other things that I've read on the internet saying that the twins are shards of Mephisto.
Yes, in the comic books, that
did
is.
She return them to him, or like what?
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole thing: is why are they so valuable? And the fact that Agatha has more than once tried to take the kids from Wanda.
Yeah.
So, and this has just happened to be the time that Wanda was going a little nuts, and she was like, "Yeah, you can take the kids while I have me time."
She finally gave the permission, because in the past, when Agnes was going to hold the twins when they were first born, Vision had kind of broken out of that, like under Wanda's control, if you will.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I don't know," and then that was the whole we saw. Do you want me to take that again?
Yeah.
And then so she didn't get her opportunity to hold the twins. So she was in proximity to the twins, but she never like had them solely in her possession in that way.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing she says is, like, when she was going to take the twins off of Wanda's hands for this episode, she was like, I don't bite, and then kind of looked at the camera, kind of that breaking the fourth wall, and then she was like, I did bite a kid once, and it was delivered in a more comedical way. But then, like, what is there underlining to that? Are we supposed to read between the lines, or is it just like a funny quirk thing?
There was also that one little joke where Wanda says, "Oh, if there's ever anything I can do for you," and she goes, "There's this weird mole or something on my back," and then she says it again with the kids. Maybe it's actually, you never saw it. Maybe it's a mark of what is actually controlling her, kind of a thing.
Interesting.
But random theory, probably nowhere you're even near the same ballpark of being actual. Yeah, that's probably just something I'm looking too deep into.
I think, including everything that Wanda has been through, if she's not able to get her twins back, that is going to that's going to trigger the mental, like she won't be able to hold anything together. Like,
yeah,
she wants to, protect the twins at all costs. Those are her babies. So as much as she wants to protect Vision, I think she wants to protect the twins just as much. And so if she's not able to find them or get them back, she's gonna lose her. She's gonna lose her shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the things that does happen. Is that, where are the twins? And Agatha keeps on talking, but then Wanda just keeps on losing it, and she's like, "Oh crap, whatever." And then Agatha's just like, this is bad. I can't control this anymore," kind of a thing, and just comes a big, like,
your theory again, right?
My theory.
Okay.
I love doing theories. I love guessing. It's, even though 90% of them are never right.
And we have another super chat from Ike. Thank you so much, Ike Moore. Loving you guys' reaction. Thank you so much. I am nervous because this ending probably won't be feel good at all. Yeah, I worry about that, because thinking about already watching Wanda having experience losing Vision not once but twice, and we don't know exactly how where we're going to end up with the show. If Vision will, like, this version of Vision that she somehow reanimated and put back together, is going to stick around, or when the hex and everything is dropped, he goes back to the previous form.
Yeah.
See, now he wasn't even able to, like, really leave the hex. So that would be a major heartbreak, to watch her to go through that again, and especially remembering, was it in, I confused the two because I put them together as one movie, in Infinity War or in Endgame, where her seeing kind of that weapon going through Vision, when they were Thanos's like minions were after them.
Yeah,
like seeing just that was her, even though they were able to fight them off, it was still really heartbreaking there. Like, that's a shock. So she's been through a lot. She's been through a lot, and I think you may be right that it doesn't end well for Wanda, and it's going to launch her into her kind of very being unhinged, and it's Infinity War that I'm thinking of. Says Jack. I mean,
it makes sense too, because we know that Wanda's going to be in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So there has to be some kind of big arc that happens to bring her into Doctor Strange too, kind of a thing. So that having it be a very not happy ending would really push that narrative forward. Have it be just Wanda just ends up being a very tragic character.
We also have another super chat from Cameron.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you so much. Cameron says, now that we've gotten a MCU sitcom, can we get an MCU musical? Okay.
Yes.
If we were to get an MCU musical, what characters do you want to be in it?
Oh.
Who do you think would be in it? Let's take a look at.
I would love for them to have done in WandaVision an episode that was a musical episode, kind of like how in Buffy they did a musical episode.
They got Emma Caulfield in it. She can sing about bunnies again.
Yeah,
Come on, Daddy.
In Scrubs, how they did a musical episode in Scrubs.
And also Supergirl.
Yeah, that's right. They did a musical episode in Supergirl.
Oh my gosh. I mean, now it's too late. We have 2 episodes left. There's no way we're getting this.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That would have been good for like a good episode 3.
3 or 4, earlier on.
Yeah.
And now it's too, but if we were to get an MCU musical for cast, not sure about what kind of story I'm trying to tell here, so I'm not going to explore that. But Tom Hiddleston. For sure. Kate Blanchett, Hela.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum.
Oh. That would be really funny to have Jeff Goldblum in the musical episode.
Tessa Thompson. Oh gosh, I'm trying to go through all the people
that you know.
ScarJo can sing, yeah. Paul Rudd, gotta have Paul Rudd. Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
man can sing and dance. We know that.
We can do a little joke about Spider-Man turn off the darkness
Groot.
kind of a thing.
Jack says Groot, right?
Deadpool. I am Groot. And if you're doing a musical episode, you need to have Deadpool.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
ScarJo sings. Lizzie, I'm looking at you guys' comments here. Groot, Deadpool, Korg. Yes, put Taika in everything. That would be hilarious.
I would love that. I really do believe that. Yeah, that would be a fun either show to do, to have one of the episodes of WandaVision, or
if we ever get this, just like a one-off, like holiday special.
Yeah, like a holiday special.
That would be fantastic. Let's see what other topics I want to talk about.
It would be funny if they put Howard the Duck.
Does he get a song, or does he?
He gets a song to get Howard the Duck more into the MCU.
Oh, there you go. One of the things I want to talk about before we end our live stream today is when Wanda was kind of sitting in Agatha's living room, and she's kind of looking at the TV show, the Yo Gabba Gabba show, the half-eaten peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with the crust left on, appropriately so. And then kind of looking at Senior Scratch, who is now back in its cage, and then looking over the curtain and seeing a fly. And I kind of said when we're doing the reaction, I go, well, that's never a good,
not
bad
a good
omen.
sign.
And so then on the comments in our latest reaction/review for episode 7, we've seen some comments saying that could the fly equal Mephisto?
Maybe.
Kind of watching over everything, making sure Agatha is doing things according to his plan, that he is overall the puppeteer of all this.
And he'd have to be doing that from his own realm, because from what I know of Mephisto is that he's powerful.
Jaden is saying it's a cicada. I thought cicadas
that's right. Oh,
cicadas are big.
Was it a cicada?
I thought it was a fly.
It definitely wasn't a fly. You're right. Now that she points that out.
But 2 people are saying it's a cicada.
Oh.
MK says it's a cicada. Jaden's saying it's a cicada. Okay, I will Google it as you talk.
Well, now that they mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't a fly. It was definitely a much bigger kind of bug, kind of a thing.
It was a slight bigger bug.
And I think either it's it's a cicada or it is some other kind of insect. But yeah, if it is a cicada, then it makes sense that it would be someone else who's spying on what's going on, who's keeping an eye.
A literal sense of a fly on the wall.
Exactly.
A literal sense. I'm not finding anything in some of the publications that I normally go to for information such as this. So I don't have confirmation that if it's a fly or cicada or something a little different. Most people are calling it a fly from what I can see. As far as the articles that I'm seeing pop up on Google, I don't know. So let us know, chat and comment section, if you think it's actually a cicada and not a fly. And does that change then it would not be Mephisto.
Yeah,
you know
true.
what I mean? What I'm saying. So that would be interesting. Lord of the Flies, says Rututu. Even Jeff. So we've got a few people saying in the chat here that it's definitely a cicada. I just had a different. Maybe my cicada knowledge is not as deep as these folks. Cicada.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it looked. Let me see. Nope, you're right. That's what it looked. That's what it was.
Okay. I'm thinking like in Japan when you go the big cicadas.
Yeah.
Like those they're like big. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking of. But okay. Ooh.
Yeah, they're pretty nasty looking.
Cicada.
Kind of gross.
I don't think they do anything bad to you though.
Maybe, but yeah. That kind of looks like it. And I'm curious on,
what is the meaning behind all of that?
What does it mean?
What does it What does it mean? What does it all mean? We have 2 episodes to get all the answers.
Yep.
And then
I feel bad that it's only 2 more episodes. I want more.
I'm so sad. And I don't even think we're getting another season.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a one-off for WandaVision. So it makes me sad that am I going to have more questions at episode 9 like I do when I watched Lost? And then I yell really angrily at my TV during the season finale.
Honestly, that might happen. I could see them not answering a lot of these questions. And it's not going to be answered until Doctor Strange 2 comes out.
Mm-hmm. We also have got some interesting tidbits from Jaden. Thank you so much to Jaden. Jaden says the cicada is related to the cicada stone. It is linked to Mkarin crystal? Mkarin? Sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. And that crystal is linked to the nexus of all reality, which was the commercial.
Which makes sense. That would be.
Man, freaking deep. I'm a little sweaty over here.
I know. Nice. I love it.
I
love. One of the big things that I do love about these spoiler talks is the fact that we get so much more information, because with our combined knowledge, we will know everything about Marvel.
Yeah.
So being able to get people who have just deep dived into some of these comic book series you guys have so much knowledge, and I love it.
We love it.
It's not only do we get to talk nerdy to you, but we get nerdy to talk back.
Yeah, it's a back and forth thing. That's what I love about specifically our community of viewers is everybody's really open to a teaching and learning.
That's what.
Wait, to a teaching and learning. I was on a thing here, Dustin.
I'm sorry.
To a teaching and learning moment that there's no quote unquote gatekeeping. Like if you don't know XYZ things, you're not a fan. I hate that so much. I think fans can come in all shapes, sizes, and knowledge wise. You can become a fan by watching an MCU film, and then that can kind of be your way of entering, taking the deepest dive into the comic books, and you buy and collect the comic books, and then next is 1/6 scale figures, and now your entire living room is kind of like a toy shop, and it's amazing. So we want to thank you guys for always being so open and to discussion, being kind to each other in the discussion. We seriously love that so much. What was your big wow?
So I'm sorry, big wow. That's right, and I should have known this. That from
how dare you not know
Rurutu, he put into the comment right there. Oh no, not that one. The
further up.
Yeah, the Macron crystal is the one that the Phoenix is supposed to be guarding.
Here it is,
if I'm not mistaken. So that makes
Phoenix as in
Dark Phoenix. The Phoenix entity. Which
X-Men.
Connections. I love it.
X-Men.
Because there's going to soon be a Disney Marvel Dark Phoenix, because it's one of the biggest stories. You got to have it. One of those ones. But I'm hoping that they finally bring in the alien race. The name escapes me at the moment. That is supposed to be in charge of the crystal and to keep it safe with the Phoenix, and to do it that way. Because so far the other 2 X-Men movies haven't done that.
Yeah.
Because the way that they did it in the 90s cartoon was amazing. And I want to see
the 90s cartoon, the
yeah, that one.
I don't want to sing this whole thing just so I don't get copywritten.
Because the way that they did that series, that was amazing. I loved it, and I would love to see that brought to life. Yeah. And if they are starting to plant that seed now, then
would love to see it. And I also
So
love this
happy.
comment here from Bethany. Bethany writes, what happens if Mephisto ain't even in the show and Marvel has done this on purpose? I mean, totally possible.
Possible. Very, very
100% possible. We get to end of episode 9 and literally Mephisto is not mentioned at all. And we're all wrong. And I am totally okay with that because that's what's making this show so fun to watch and talk amongst friends or with you guys anywhere. Like, it's just so fun to speculate. And I'm totally okay with being wrong because it's a speculation. It's not my show. I didn't write it. I'm not a part of it. I'm just the consumer who loves to talk like geek stuff about it. So this is seriously
just
the
talk
best.
nerdy to me. just nerdy. I love it.
Stay nerdy, as my shirt says.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. Is there anything else? I mean, I feel like we could go on like another 2 hours.
Yeah, we could, but we're already an hour.
We're an hour and a half.
Our live stream.
Yeah, and I know typically Saturdays are a little bit longer because of this, and we're okay with it. But we're gonna probably go ahead and end our live stream today here. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. You have all been amazing. Please continue the conversation with us as we do more of the spoiler reactions / reviews on. You get them Friday morning-ish. On Fridays when the new episodes come out, and then on Saturdays we go into movie news and of course just a whole bunch of fun when it comes to spoiler talk discussion. We love that. So thank you guys so much for being around. We appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, you can go ahead and follow us on our social media. For the movie couple, it is just the movie couple. That's Instagram right there for both of those. I feel like I post a little bit more on my personal account just because that's the one that's always up, so I forget to switch. But go ahead and follow us both there if you would like. It's the same on Twitter, but the Twitter one for the movie couple has an underscore, and then my name is just my name. And then if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified of any new videos that we come out with. We do more than just WandaVision spoiler talk and reactions. Yes. We also react and do reviews for various movie trailers. We have a retro trailer review. We have movie reviews. And thinking of when things calm down a little bit for me, bringing the vlogs back, but they'll be weekly, not daily, because that's too much work. That's way too much work.
Yeah, she was so overwhelmed for Vlogmas.
It was fun, but like by like day 15, I was like, why did I do this? I
immediately regret this decision.
regret this so much. All right, you guys. We love you. Stay well. Stay healthy. We will see you.
Nerdy.
Stay nerdy. Stay nerdy. Yeah. And we will see you guys on the next live stream, which is next Wednesday, which will not have any sort of spoiler talk, but it'll have a lot of geeky topics regardless. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.